Everybody's wounded, but we take Manhattan.
Good morning!
Good morning.
Back to the morning roast. Irvin.
Live in Macon, Georgia.
Derek, Anthony, our first legitimate political guest.
Yes.
Bobby Gale.
Bobby
State
Gale.
Senator
State Senate 26, Republican.
Candidate,
This is the guy.
State Senator, District 26.
This is the guy that Irvin possibly could have gone against had Irvin defeated Paris and Lucas. So we're bringing that right now. It's like celebrity death match here.
Yeah, baby.
What could have happened? What if? How you doing, sir?
Fine.
Glad to have
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, you
Glad
know when
to
you come
have
on
you.
here, though, we're not going to give you that softball stuff you probably had at 13 yesterday. But anyway, with that close-up show. But anyway, we're going to go with you. So, Gail, tell us a little bit. We know you do some missionary stuff. You did at Africa.
Yeah.
Give us a background.
Yeah, background is
Here's the background. I'm 53 years old. I live in Wilson County. I've been there for the last 22 years. I'm an ordained elder in the United Methodist Church. I pastored for 17 years, and then I did missionary work for the last 10 years. The last 10 years, we've been in Kenya, we've been in Uganda, we've been in Ghana, we've placed water wells in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I graduated from Emory University back in 1993 in Bruton Parker, and I look forward to just seeing what's going on. I'm married, been married for 33 years. My wife Nancy and I, we have 6 children. We have 4 children and 6 grandchildren. Grandchildren are what really count.
Right.
And you live so that you can have grandchildren and to see them do well.
That's right.
We're excited about that right there.
Right.
And I'm the Republican nominee for
So,
District 26.
And I'm not going to put work.
Okay.
Go ahead, Derek.
Well, I did have a question though. So, what motivated you to run for office for state senator?
First of all, thank you. That's a great question. And I sometimes ask that question again.
Okay.
What motivated me was, first of all, I simply read the book of Jeremiah. It says, as the leaders of the nation goes, so goes the nation. Historic book, biblical book. It has great insight.
Yep.
And then when I looked around in our district and I saw the needs for a different and a fresher type of leadership, so I just offered. I offered myself. Some people have asked the more important question is if I, by stepping into the political arena, will I step back from my commitments to the world, to the religious world that I serve? And the answer to that is no. I have people on the ground over in Kenya right now that are working towards putting water wells in, organic garden, empowerment of women for people who didn't have jobs in indigenous communities, that they would be able to have a job through the water well system. You see, water is such life.
Right.
And water is such a symbol of without water, there is no life. With water, you can have a healthy life.
Right.
And the work that we do over we've been in the Caribbean with hurricanes that have come through there. We've been in Honduras where Hurricane Mitch came, and we have helped the indigenous community. So we understand the work of the indigenous community. Our long-term work that we've been doing here in the United States has been kind of like emergency relief response, building communities back. But we don't just come in with a chainsaw and cut up a tree. We stay in the areas until hopefully neighborhoods are put back together. That, for example, like when Hurricane Katrina came, the first thing that we did was we helped bring water to people who needed water. And then after that, we simply looked at the needs there, and we continually have brought teams back and forth to post-Katrina people. The last person that we were with was this past, gosh, I can't even, time flies, this past summer. It'd been 7 years later, and her house still wasn't put together, and we were concerned about her house being put back together. So the leadership skills that we have learned over the years, hopefully we'll be able to be a conciliatory people where we can put together a reconciling of ideas and be able to make a difference in our district.
Right. So that's what you and for you out there that don't know, he's State Senate 26 district. That's Bibb County, Houston County, Twiggs County, Wilkinson. Bibb includes Payne City. Warner Robins is Houston. Twiggs is Jeffersonville, Danville, and Wilkinson is Irwington. Allentown, Gordon, and McIntyre, and Toomsboro. That's what you'll be covering.
Also, it includes Washington County.
Okay, that was added. Okay,
and Hancock County.
Wow, that was the new
and
additions.
Northeast.
Wow.
Houston County.
Right. Okay.
It's a big area, and I'd like to thank Mr. Martinez for putting his ideas forward and having the courage to do a good job. And I just want to say thank you for putting forth your ideas. But that's what it's all about. Is about putting your ideas forward and seeing how we can come out.
Right.
Oh, but is this your first time running for office, or and if so, I mean, prior to this campaign?
Thanks for that question. The answer to that is in 2011, July the 19th, when Senator Parrish and
Lucas?
Mr. Lucas was entered into a nonpartisan race. And July the 31st, Mr. Lucas and Ms. Parrish entered into a runoff that took place on August the 19th, and there Senator Parrish became the senator, and I ended up going to the House, and Mr. Lucas ended up going to the House.
Okay.
This is the second time running for District 26.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So the second time.
And I'll let you get in here. You got some stuff to say. I'm trying to get to the crux here because we want to kind of bring in some things maybe other interviewers won't bring in. So you do the work you've done in Africa is like you plan on bringing that sort of work here to this area. Since after all, you're representing here, not Africa.
Not that kind of work here, because that kind of work here is not
Right,
necessary.
right.
We have clean water here, but that type of leadership,
right.
that type of leadership that will be conciliatory, which will simply address the people, say what are the needs, and then ask the people. After you ask what are the needs, how can we, if even possible, come to a solution? And then after we come to a possible solution, then how can we work together to make that solution into a reality and to be partners with the solution instead of just walking in with the answer. Walk in and say, where are the needs? For example, in North Africa, in Sub-Sahara, where we've done much work, we went to one area and they were in desperate need, nomadic, indigenous, pastoral, nomadic people, in desperate need for clean water. And when we looked at their situation was not applicable for having a water well.
Right.
Because we called the hydrologist, a geologist, we called the experts in, and we asked them to do a scientific study to see where the water was. And in their particular region, the water was seasonal, and there was no underground water to be able to be reached. So we weren't able to do that. Sometimes we have to simply say, that's just not a possibility.
But allow me to interrupt.
That type of leadership.
So what do you bring into the counties? Since you're representing State Senate 26, not Africa, what do you bring to these counties? I've looked up some stats with the crime, and this is on a 1 to 10 scale. Twiggs is a 4, and this is in violent crimes. Now this includes murder, negligent manslaughter, robbery, forcible rape, and aggravated assault. Okay, on a 1 to 10 scale, Twiggs is a 4, Wilkinson's a 2, Houston's a 4, Bibb was a 7. Of course, the other counties you said recently. What are we doing? What do you want to do about problems in this area? You know, crime, the economy. What's your goals for that?
I think that's another great question. You guys have worked hard on figuring out these questions to ask me before I got here.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you asked these questions. There is no easy answers for these questions that you have.
Right.
There are no one stamp answer. One of the things that I have perpetually moved forward is to say that we need to involve what is right here. Just like when we go to Africa, we don't try to we don't try to buy sand and bring it in. We just use the sand that's there. There's a lot of resources that are available right here. Just what happened in Washington County less than 2 or 3 months ago. In Washington County, a senator asked the